Hi, my name's Mahoney. Welcome to my home. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. I am a singer-songwriter. My inspiration and my people that I try to be like are Bruce Springsteen and Sarah Bareilles, among others. But those are kind of two people that I really admire and try to be like. I have been singing my whole life. I sang in choir when I was a kid and did musical theater. When I was in high school, I discovered Jenny Lewis and a couple other songwriters, and I realized that that was a pretty fun artistic expression, so I started learning guitar. And when I moved to New York, I would go to open mics to meet people because I didn't really know anyone when I first moved here. Then I got a little addicted to it, and I started writing, put out my first EP, and then when I put out my first recording, I sent it to everyone who would listen to it. And I got invited to go on a tour in Europe, in North Germany. So that was my first tour, and so that was kind of the beginning of me being like, I'm gonna do this! I've written songs a lot of different ways. It's usually lyrics first, and then I make kind of a melody from the lyrics, and then I'll usually like get attached to that melody and then kind of rearrange the lyrics to fit that melody that kind of comes. Words are very inspiring to me. I studied English in college, and so I love language and writing, and so for me a lot of times that is where the inspiration starts. It's like the musicality within a phrase that comes to mind. My goal for my songs is to find kind of the connecting truth in it. You are my soft place to land when nothing in my life makes sense. I know you'll understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going to. You are the words I can't seem to find. If we lose our way down this road, I don't mind. It's something I can't explain, but I'll never complain, because you are a safe place for me. You are a wall on which I can lean. You know if I say it wrong exactly what I mean. What we have is comfortable. You are the soles of my favorite shoes. If I can't decide, you won't force me to choose. It's something I can't explain, but I found my way, and you are a safe place for me. When the walls start caving in, when the water is so deep I can't swim for long, when my hands are weak and cold and all but here I'll remain because you are a safe place for me. The experience of playing shows in new places like in Germany and the UK and Spain and Italy, and then across the United States, super fun way to meet people, you know, and kind of like you get inserted into life in a way that you don't when you're just kind of traveling and being a tourist. So that's been really fun and inspiring for me. My latest record, I finished recording it at the end of 2016, and I realized that I was going to be promoting it and trying to get people to listen to it and pay attention, and I thought that that was a good opportunity to celebrate and lift up other women. I kind of felt a little incredulous that there were people in the United States who didn't see that women are badasses who can do anything. That kind of blew my mind. And so I was like, well, I have an opportunity to share and shine light on all of the incredible women that I work with every day and am inspired by every day, particularly female artists. And so that's kind of become a pretty big mission of my music. And so we did a lot of merch projects that feature female created art. And so that's kind of what I try to do now as far as making music and trying to find as many opportunities as I can to collaborate with awesome women. Talking about music as a job or as a side hustle, it's an interesting time for me to answer that because the last 5 years or so I've considered music to be my full-time job. I've done sing-alongs for kids and tried to juggle a lot of different things, and at the end of last year I realized how burnt out I was from music, and I felt a lot of shame about it, because I was like, but I'm supposed to be making this my job. And I realized that I didn't really want to write anymore. I didn't even really want to like play, and everything just started to feel really heavy. And I realized that what I had lost was the joy in making the music and the joy in being able to be part of shows and events that I'm passionate about, without having to worry about like the monetary value on like my performance or, you know, paying a band to do their thing or whatever it was. It all just kind of put me in a position where I lost sight of the joy that started the whole thing. And so I kind of realized like the music that I love and the way that I love to play it isn't necessarily what is making big bucks right now. Like, I don't have fancy connections. I just do my best every day. And I started to realize like I'm gonna, like, I would rather reclaim and find my joy in music and making it, writing it, performing it, than make a full-time living at it. And so I started to look into a full-time job, and I decided I wanted to work as an executive assistant and be assisting executives who are good leaders. My advice to musicians in a similar position, the important thing is just to hold tight to your why, like why you do it, why it brings you joy, and don't let the way things are supposed to be rob you of that. If I have learned anything, I think I felt like if I wasn't making music full time, that I wasn't a real musician or I wasn't a real artist. And I think if I've learned anything, it looks a bunch of different ways.